Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everybody, depending on where you're from. I got a scratch in my throat and I don't know why, but it is peanut butter jelly time! And we are welcoming you back to this fun Let's Play series called Let's Make Code with Minecraft. This is a series where we're going to be talking about modifying Minecraft, making mods, and making code, and making things happen in Minecraft, and ultimately, at the end, creating a game out of this and showing you how game mechanics can be used with this code builder platform, all in the world of Minecraft Education Edition. So it's going to be really fun. I'm enjoying myself. I really am. I mean, coding is just, it's so fantastic when you can make magical things happen in the world of Minecraft. So we're going to talk all about that today, but you'll notice over here in the other side of the window, if this is your first time coming here, I would encourage you to go look at the other videos. We've done some pretty cool things so far, but I've got some pieces of code running here. So I've got one that runs in the background, and I'm using an if-then statement. And what that means is if something is true, or we can turn this to if something is false. And for example, I've got if the weather is rainy, then I want it to clear the weather. And that's just because I hate rain. I don't like rain. We've got all these other different block-based executions, these event-based blocks of code that will cause certain events to happen. And one of the ones that we're particularly using right now is working with our agent, and we have a chat command, and what this does is anything inside here, that code will run when I type it in to the chat. So if I go TP to me, then my agent should teleport to me, and you see him there. He teleports to me, and he turns around, moves forward by 2 times, then repeats and turns around left. So that's what he does. It's pretty cool. I love the way it is, but what do we have to do the first time we load into the world? We gotta say hello to our agent. And you'll remember that one of the pieces of code that we originally talked about was this piece of code when we say hello to our agent, that he jumps up and down. And he gets all excited to see us. So we want to see that again. Because, you know, again, this interaction with the characters in the game is really what makes the game the game. If it was just standard block-based and you didn't really get to interact with anything, you had to just build all the time, it's not necessarily going to be that much fun. In fact, you know, I was with Toronto Catholic District School Board yesterday, and one student really made clear that he finds interacting with just boring random characters fairly boring. So he'd rather do the PvP. And we can create some of those environments here in the world of Minecraft with Make Code. Anyway, without further ado, let's say hello to our agent. Not helpoo. I want to say hello. Hello, if I can spell correctly. Hello, agent. And what is he going to do? Nothing. Let's try that again. Maybe I did it wrong. Hello, agent. There he goes. So I needed the caps. And I've got him to... What the deuce? Hello, Garrett. So you think I'm your slave? I'm dying! Well, think again. Alakazimbo, miggity bimbo. Dude, so not cool. Not bad, agent. Bad. What is... Oh my god. Hello, Garrett. So you think I'm your slave? I called him my slave in the last episode. Oh, God, no. Well, think again. And what is this? Alakazimbo, Mickety Mim. Is this some, like, magic spell you did? What the deuce? And he poisoned me? Little agent. And he gave me nausea? Oh, my God. You son of a biscuit. Oh, bad agent, bad. Okay, well, no, I'm bad. I'm bad. Bad, Garrett. Bad. Bad calling your agent your slave. Okay. Well, anyway, that was my little way of showing you guys something that I want to talk about today. And what we're going to do today is we're going to figure out, how did I make the agent give me poison? How did I make the agent actually speak to me and say something? And how you guys can translate that into other type of game scenarios or mechanics that you want to use. So, for example, if you want to have King Tutankhamun in one of your worlds, or maybe one of the Vikings, or maybe the English and the king, say something very specific to your characters as you're developing an adventure game, so to speak, then you can actually do that. And instead of it just kind of randomly appearing as you speaking or on a sign or on text, you can have it appear on an interaction, which becomes really, really cool. So we're going to go back to game mode C and get ourselves in creative. And I want to show you how I did this. So I'm going to go over here into my code and we're going to take a look at my chat command and what I did. So what I did, and you guys can follow along, is I typed in anytime I used a chat command, hello agent. So if me as the player types hello agent, this is what's going to happen. The agent's going to teleport to me. He'll move forward. He'll turn left. The same thing as I did with TP to me. But then what's going to happen is it's going to place a block. This piece of code will place a redstone block at a particular location in the world that I've set. And then wait for 8,000 or 8 milliseconds. Now, 8,000 milliseconds is, so 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second. So that relates to 8 seconds. Again, we got to do some math. And you know, math is not my strong suit. And then what happens is we're going to place an air block just to get rid of the redstone. And we're going to kill the player. Okay, some pretty evil stuff going on here. But that's okay. We have a reason for doing this. In a game, it's okay to kill a player. So, how did we get Garrett Z Agent to poison me, speak, make a magic spell, and give nausea? So we're going to take a look at that, and that's where this redstone comes into play. So, I'm going to go over the redstone stuff, and then I'm going to get back to activating it using this redstone and the air and the pause. So first off, we want to go down and take a look at these. And these are what's known as command blocks. And command blocks allow you to run any command that's available in the game. So if I type my slash, these are slash commands that I can have these command blocks activate when they're responded to by a redstone signal. So I could change the game difficulty for a player. I can give them an effect, which is exactly what I did. I can, if a player gets a certain place in their game, maybe steps on a pressure pad, then it can activate a command block that will actually enchant an item. Or will spawn a whole bunch of zombies, maybe spawn chicken zombies or things like that. So lots of stuff that we can do with those. So the first thing we want to do is we want to give ourselves a command block as a player. How we do that is by typing the / key, and we want to do a give command and press space. Now you'll notice these parameters here that we can choose from. There's @A for all players, @E, all entities, @P, nearest player, and @R, random players. So again, keep in mind, randomization is possible. You can do things to particular entities that are possible, but we want to do @P. Or you can actually type in the player name that's on the server. So I can do give Garrett Z, and I want to do command. And you'll notice here, this is predictive text. So command _ block. And that will give you the command blocks. And if I go here, you will notice that I have a command block. Now, let's go ahead and place that command block down. And what I want to do is I want to go into this piece of code, and let's see if I can select here. No, I won't be able to. So let's say something. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go in here, and we're going to say that, let's change this up. I've got a very, very good friend who works with the game design class. His name is Steven Isaacs, or Mr. Isaacs, and he's always working with his class. So I think they're going to get a kick out of this. So let's go for Mr. Isaacs. Mr. Isaacs is going to scold me for calling my agent a slave. Oh, Garrett, how could you call your agent, sorry, my phone, agent slave? That is oh, and here you'll notice that we've stopped seeing what we're typing, so we can go ahead and press the plus button, and that will open it up and we can see unacceptable. You shall not pass. And he's a wizard. Sir Isaacs is a grand wizard, so we're going to go with you shall not pass. And now we want to do something. And there's lots of things we can do. We can make sparklies happen. We can make all kinds of different effects. And we'll get into that in later videos if you'd like to see it. Make sure you leave in a comment in the video if you'd like to see sparklies and, you know, all kinds of other cool things like that. We can definitely make that happen. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you how a command block works. So the first thing we need to do is activate it. And in order to activate it, we're going to need a redstone signal. So let's go ahead and take out a block of redstone, which a block of redstone is a perpetual redstone signal. So if I go and I place this block of redstone beside it, something should happen. Invalid command syntax. So what did we do wrong? Let's troubleshoot here and see what we did wrong. Okay, so we've got what he's supposed to say in there, but we forgot to use the right command. So we need to do /say. And in a command block, we actually shouldn't use the slash. We don't need the slash. Now, I think it'll still work. I'm pretty sure. Let's just check. Let's see. There we go. Now, wait a second. We've got a problem. Our problem is it's coming from @, but I want it to actually come from Wizard Isaacs. So how do we do that? So let's go ahead and take a look back at our original code and see what's going on. Oh, we noticed something here. Do you notice something different? Yes, when I pointed this command block, it shows up as Garrett Z Agent. So again, you can name your command blocks, and that will allow them to perform the action. At least make it look like they're the ones performing the action, even though it's the code that's happening. And this is basically what's called giving this command block a variable name. So that is the name of the command block. What do they call it? Hover note here. But we can think about it as the name of the command blocks. So we'll go with Sir Isaacs. And Sir Isaacs is going to say, "How could you call your agent a slave? That is unacceptable. You shall not pass." And that's actually what Mr. Isaacs sounds like. "Oh, Garrett, how could you call your..." Not really, but, you know, we're going to give him that voice for the time being, just because it's fun to do the voices. And there we go. We've made it work. We've got Sir Isaac. So, Garrett, how could you call your agent a slave? That is unacceptable. You shall not pass. You shall not pass. And what were the other two things that our agent did? He gave us nausea and he gave us poison. So let's take a look at that right now. So if I go into my predictive text /buttons, we're going to see how to create this effect. So this is under effect. And if I press space and let's go with @P instead of Garrett, we have all these different choices. Let's choose a different one this time. So let's choose blindness. Okay, we're going to choose blindness. But look at all of these different ones that you can do. You can give somebody regeneration. You can give them saturation. You can slow them down. You can give them wither. And I think that's what we should do. We should go blindness and wither. How's that sound? And so keep in mind, in these games that you're creating, using command blocks and using the make code to activate, there's so many different ideas that you can come up with to create game scenarios. So again, really, really amazing. So effect @P, blindness. So that's what we want. So now we want to put another piece of command block down here, and we're going to put that in. Remember to turn the name to Steve Isaacs. There we go. We won't talk about block types, conditionals, needs, redstone, any of that in this episode. Let's go here, and we're going to do /effect. The next thing we want to do is actually press the escape button and go figure out why our code for run in the background is not working. Let's try pressing play again. There we go. We got rid of that. Excellent. Okay, so back in here, we've got the effect. Now be careful because we don't have predictive text inside of the command blocks just yet. And that's actually something that a good man, Simon Baddeley, was recommending to Playcraft Learn to do. So hopefully we can see. But it's a little bit difficult to put it into command blocks because there's so many different variations and iterations. But we'll see what they can do. So we want to go effect blindness. But first, I almost forgot. To make this run properly, we need to tell it who to affect. So we're going to use the @P designation to affect any player that's close by. So we're going to go blindness, and then blindness will have different variables. So let's go here and do /effect at p blindness. There we go. And you'll notice the first variable number that we have to put in, the first integer, is going to be the number of seconds that we want the player to experience this blindness. So let's go with 15. And the amplifier, and that is how amplified is this blindness. So you can fool around with that all that you like. We're just going to choose a standard 5. So blindness 15 and space 5. And that should work. So let's take a look. We're going to go ahead and delete our redstone block so that we reset the signal. And he says that on that, so that's fine. And let's go over here to this one with blindness. And I've got blindness. Isn't that cool? Oh my god, that effect is awesome. I certainly love that effect. And that's coming from Mr. Isaacs. If I go here, Sir Isaacs gave blindness. Okay. So now let's do the last and final one. Oh, I just gave myself blindness again. So we'll do the last and final one. And we're not going to get into the directional side of impulse blocks either. So the next one is going to be wither, and it should be the same. So /effect at p wither, and what do we want? We want 15 seconds of wither and 5 on, let's go with 50. Let's see if we can do that. Maybe we can give myself wither of 50. That would be kind of cool. Okay, let's see what happens. And we'll go back in here and Sir Isaacs. There we go. Awesome. All right, let's take a look. And I've got wither now. Now, hold on. I'm not in good game mode here. So game mode S. I'm just going to go ahead and turn that down. And now I've got wither. Oh, yes. And let's try that one more time. Because I was like 15 seconds of wither. Oh! And it feels so real. Look at that. And it killed me on its own. That is awesome. So maybe we don't want to do that much wither. At 50. Game mode C. So that I can fly back up there. Because we want to use the code to actually kill a player. Rather than anything else. So let's go back. And we'll go back into here. And we want to give wither 1 and wither 3, maybe 8, because 8's going to be the time, the seconds in between before the kill command gets activated. Okay, so we've got that. The next thing that we need to do is make sure that these will all light up or activate at the same time, and we can do that with redstone. And you'll notice that I didn't have redstone in my hand, but I was able to pick that up. And I do that using the middle mouse button. So I'm going to show you here. This middle mouse button, if you use that as your scroll wheel or your middle scroll wheel, and you point at something when you're in creative mode and you press it down, it will automatically put that into your inventory. So now I've got a piece of redstone. And a little trick here, in order to put redstone on command blocks, on top of command blocks, or on top, or to build anything on top of chests, command blocks, ender chests, furnaces, brewing stands, you can do it, but you have to stand on top of it, hold down your shift, your left shift or crouch button, and then place those bits. So now we've got a little piece of redstone coming off here. I want to grab that, and yeah, there we go. I want to run my redstone signal. And I'm just going to get rid of that guy right there. Actually, no, I'll place 2. Because this is the position where I want the redstone to activate. So here's going back to our redstone. We need to place a redstone signal down in order for this to activate, and there's a couple of ways that we can do it. We can go from relational to me, but that means a player has to be at a particular spot in the world, literally standing beside this in order to activate. So the other option that we have, if we go into blocks, and this is exactly what we want. We want to choose the place blocks. And we're already familiar with the agent things. So we want to use the place blocks. And what we want to do is we want to scroll down to the redstone block. And we want to take a look at this world function. So let's go into, we'll find that in positions and world. And what this means is if I replace this relational or tilde set of blocks, we can just put that puzzle piece in there and do that. Now currently it's set at 0, 0, and 0. So that's going to place a redstone block at those positions of 0, 0, 0. But instead we want to place it on this position right here where I'm standing, so that it activates this redstone signal and activates all of those command blocks. So let's go ahead and try that by looking at our position up here, and make sure that you take the opportunity to write that down. So we're at 149, 14, minus 7. So let's go ahead and type that into our world over here. 149, 14, and minus 7. And that should be the right position. And so let's go ahead and replace this with this. All right, and we're going to go ahead and delete that. And let's also go and see what we want to do here. So I want to wait 8 seconds before killing the player, but I've got this place block in here, and this is an air block. The reason why I do that is the same reason why when I set the redstone block down, I also deleted it. And the reason why is because we need to reactivate this set of commands. Now, there's other ways to do it, but we're just going to do this because it's simplified. All we need to change here is the coordinates that we want to place the air block in, and that's going to be there. So now, when I say hello to my agent, I should be activating that. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's go hello agent. And is that working? There we go. All right, so it activated those blocks, and it activated Steve Isaacs, Mr. Isaacs, saying, "Oh, Garrett, how could you? That's unacceptable. You shall not pass." And I've darkened myself, saying, "Ah, you're not going to pass. You're blinded by the light." Okay, so now let's try it in game mode S to see if it actually works. Game mode S. There we go, and let's do this again. Hello, agent. And he's there. And I've got wither. I am being withered. And will I die soon? And I died. There we go. So that is excellent. So that's how you create that kind of scenario in the game. So the coolest thing in the world is the fact that you can match command blocks up with the code builder programming, and you can do all kinds of amazing effects without having to actually run them from a piece of code. So you do that, you can attach, you can do lots of things, you can have command blocks being activated by pressure pads or anything else. So anyway, that does it for this episode of Let's Make Code with Minecraft. I had a lot of fun in this episode. I want to thank my agent for killing me so many times. Naughty little agent. I want to thank Stephen Isaacs, or Sir Isaacs, for telling me I shall not pass and killing me a bunch of times. And I want to thank all of you guys for watching and enjoying this series. Hopefully you guys are getting some great tips, some great ideas, and I hope that you guys can feedback on the bottom of the channel in the comment section and let me know what you want me to do in future episodes. I am just about to fly out to the Philippines for about 25 days, so videos will be a little bit scarce. That'll give you guys time to catch up. I will have a couple of videos posted during that time, but they won't be as regular. Yeah, that basically does it, guys, for now. Peanut Butter Jelly is saying, I'm out of here. Pieces. Oh, Reese's. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode.